Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Revival of America podcast. This is Jenny. I'm the owner and the host of the Revival of America. Today we have Rick Anson from Brain IQ Health in the house, everybody. So please, if you have a question for Rick, raise your hand, and at some point I will unmute your mic and you can ask your question to Rick. Or if you can't speak, there is a picture of him and his partner on the wall. You can write your questions underneath the comment area on there. There's also a link that he has created for my audience and a code for you guys. If you guys are interested in his all natural supplements, it is on the wall on that same area where you can write your questions. So check that out, everybody. He has created that specifically for the Revival of America audience. Also, too, everybody, again, I'm going to state it over and over again. It's a broken record. Please be careful who you listen to, who you follow. I'm getting some, disturbing information on some people that I have followed, and a little bit taken back on some behaviors of how just some behaviors that they do, what they support, what they don't support. So again, everybody, and I've said this before, even we are going to be confused and kind of shocked at like, oh wow, seriously. And I'm that way with actually a couple people, because I shared with you, I don't call people out by names and I won't do that, but I shared one with you the other day in regards to how he's no longer supporting Trump, throwing all the Trump memorabilia away that he had in the trash because he couldn't support a pedophile, and then he was calling Trump a pedophile, and we know Trump is not a pedo. And then today, and it's kind of been the last couple of days that I've been feeling a certain way about some other individuals that I've been watching and following, and it's a little disturbing. But we have to move on, everybody. We have to keep pushing through. Tighten it up, everybody. I am telling you, tighten it up. Watch for these. Here's some signs that you can watch for, right? Tighten up your circle, 3 to 5 people. It's not about following all those people anymore. It's about the information. Look for their consistencies, how they speak, what their guests are, if they flip-flop, if they're going to the next best thing. So like, okay, they're here with this group of people, hoorah, rah, they got the great information, then oh no, they're going over here flip-flopping because now these guys all of a sudden have the best information, okay? And another thing to look for, guys, because when you're seeing the flip-flop like that, they're just trying to be relevant. And when you see people getting defensive, shutting people down, saying that me, I'm the one that's been telling you this, all that kind of stuff. These are all kind of red flags. Okay, these are all red flags to me when I'm looking at people who I want to follow and not follow. Right. So you've got to be careful of that, and people that bash people constantly. If they're bashing people constantly, you got to be careful. Now, there's a difference between bashing and then calling out the truth, letting people know facts. Right? There's those are two different things. But when you have people out there just bashing people, you gotta run. Run for the woods, right, guys? I'm telling you, it's crazy out there. And I'm telling you this because I care and I sit in these places to listen to it, so I can come back and listen and let you guys know, because there's a lot of crap being pushed out there. It's a lot of noise, a lot of surface shit, a lot of propaganda to split to put that division in between the Trump supporters and the MAGA movement. So please, everybody, be careful who you listen to, who you follow. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. So consistency is key. What they say and the people that are bringing on. So watch for all of those things I mentioned here just a minute ago. Also, to everybody, we are being listened to in over 100 countries. So please follow us. If you can't listen to it, okay. If it's not listening or you're not hearing it, okay, on Rumble, please go follow any of these podcast hosts or go follow me on YouTube. I am in YouTube jail, if you want to call. I'm in timeout over there. I got I don't know, red flagged, I guess. So I should hopefully be back in a week or two. But go follow the podcast hosts, everybody. It's iHeart Radio, Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google, Breaker, PocketCast, Podbean, Riverside, Amazon Music. Social medias are Jenny JERREAD Facebook at Jenny_JERREAD, X at JJERREAD Rumble, at JJERREAD True Social, at JJERREAD Instagram, The Revival of America right here on Telegram, and The Revival of America over on YouTube. And then, of course, at the official JJERREAD over on TikTok. So hopefully I'll be able to get back on YouTube soon. But go check those out if you're having issues on Rumble. I don't know what's going on, but if you're gonna message me and tell me you can't hear, I'm sorry, but I listen to all my replays. I hear them okay. It might be settings that you guys need to change on your end, TV, computer, whatever it may be that you're listening to it on, because a lot of times when people realize they have to change their settings, then they realize, oh, there it is, I can hear it. And yes, sometimes when commercials come on, you have to skip through it, and maybe you just have to hit the play button again. I get it, the commercials are annoying, but that's Rumble. That's not me. So I apologize for all of that. But if you're just frustrated over there with Rumble, go on over to the other locations that I just mentioned. Also, too, check out the website, everybody. It is new and improved, therevivalofamerica.com. We have Field's page on over there. We have Rick's page over there from Brain IQ Health, Carrie Kasem from Face and Beauty, John Baxter, Anti-Aging Medbed. Let's see, there's a page for the children, and there's the newsletter, everybody. We're going to be adding to the newsletter of up and coming things that we're going to be doing, but you can sign up for the newsletter. It's free. You'll get the latest updates on the shows and the show lineup for the week. So you'll get to know who the guest is, what time they're coming on, what day, and if it's going to be here or if it's going to be on X, or if I'm going to do a video podcast, because I'm trying to get that set up as soon as possible and do those soon. So that again is the revivalofamerica.com. If you guys have a message to send me, you have a personal question or what have you, or you need to get in touch with John and his staff, reach out to me, or bring or Rick and them, Carrie, you have a question for them, let me know at the revivalofamerica@yahoo.com. I will get you in touch with whomever it is I need to. And if it's for me, I will respond to you. Bear with me. It takes a little time because I do have a day gig. So this I do in my spare time. So just be a little bit patient with me. Also know that I will not randomly reach out to you and ask if you're ready for the scare event, finances, crypto, block, report those individuals because we do have imposters. Unfortunately, many of us do out there. I just need to make sure that they're not here in my channel. And then last but certainly not least, everybody, if you have a journey or a story to tell, please submit your journeys to troasubmissions@yahoo.com. Give me a little synopsis of your story. We do vet them because unfortunately, again, we have shysters that like to try to feel relevant and try to just get their voice and some fake story on. So we do vet them. We will reach out to you and it will be you that will tell your story, your journey, because it's more legitimate, more real coming from you than me, although I would do it for you if you need me to. But I highly encourage you guys to do it because it's your story to tell, not mine. I'm here for you. I will walk you through it. You'll be fine. But I highly encourage you guys to do it because it's your story, your voice that's going to help shape this new world that we're coming into. And with that being said, everybody, we have Rick from Brain IQ Health in the house. What's going on, Rick? How are you?
Hi, Jenny. Great. Glad to be here again and super excited to spend some time with you and the audience and kind of go over this Maha report. And it's so relevant and timely right now.
And I think you are spot on when you say that, relevant and timely are keywords here, everybody, because what we're coming into and what we talk about a lot is all the natural stuff. It's right in line what Rick is doing and what Maha is doing. So I'm going to let you kind of have the floor, Rick, and then everybody listen closely. If you have questions regarding it, we will be taking some questions. So feel free, Rick, go ahead. The floor is yours, my friend.
Well, thank you, Jenny. And I sent over that the last text to you was the actual Maha report. And I'll be kind of referencing that if you have can put that on the wall or share that. I think people would love to see that actual report or at least sections of the report that I'll be referencing.
Yes, so everybody, I'm gonna grab those right now and I will put them on the wall. So if you guys want to follow along with Rick, feel free. I'm gonna stick them on the wall right now. Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, thank you. And I just want to make a clarification. Last week's podcast. So Dr. Fad Mancini is an amazing human being. He's helped millions of people around the world become healthier and more knowledgeable, particularly around chronic diseases. He's one of the top doctors of chiropractic, I think, in the world. He was my business partner as of about a week ago. He has been nominated for a position in the new administration. So he's just starting the nomination process. So just unfortunately, in that, I mean, great for it's going to be amazing for him because I'm sure he'll be nominated and do amazing things. Um, but he cannot be associated with one particular product line while he's going through the nomination and if and when he's elected to this new position, can't be directly associated, with one product line. So I just want to make that, announcement to everybody. And we're still amazing friends. And he's going to be doing some amazing things, not only in America, by the way, but down in Mexico as well, because he's bilingual. And it's really interesting, Jenny. The whole world right now is watching the United States. They're watching to see how successful RFK and this administration and the supporting team's going to be and taking on big pharma, multi-trillion dollar giants who have, a lot of these big pharmaceutical companies that put drugs in the United States. I think it'd be good for people to be aware. They're not. Most of them are European. Most of them are actually German or Swiss, right? So you have these incubator billion-trillion-dollar companies out there that really use in a lot of ways use the United States and our population to as guinea pigs. It's really incredible. Let's put this drug out there. Let's put the United States first because they're the most relaxed. Because they couldn't be putting a lot of these drugs. They could not put them into, say, Germany or Switzerland or France or Spain because their regulations are so much tighter than ours. So they pump a lot of this stuff out there. The first version of semaglutide, for example, a perfect example about 2 years ago, the first version of semaglutide was 5 milligrams a week. It was, and all of a sudden, because they wanted to increase it because they wanted to see the quick weight loss effects. But what they saw was these incredible detrimental long-term side effects or an immediate side effects for the nausea, the headaches, even hair loss, because it was way, way too strong. And so now they have a version out there, version 3, that is, take a half a milligram a week, so from 5 milligrams to half a milligram, right? That's a tenth less. And let's do it for 18 months. Half a milligram a week for 18 months is new trizepatide protocol, which is pure insanity as well, because anyone put a drug in their body for a year and a half, you're just going to take another year to see what the side effects are of that microdosing. So, my point is that people around the world are watching and see how our administration takes on, and can win against these big giant pharmaceutical companies. And this Maha report is part of that. So just really excited about what's happening in this administration. Very happy for Dr. Fab Mancini to be, part of this new administration and help lead the changes. So I wanted to make that announcement. But isn't that amazing, Jenny, that really in the United States they can much easier bring in these drugs, throw it on, they try it on people, give it to the doctors, because the doctors, some doctors, not all, but some of them embrace it because they can make, additional revenue, or they're simply really are take, that first oath, right? Do no harm. That is the very first thing doctors take, do no harm. And they're hoping and trying to find things that help the American public. And this Omaha report is staggering. But I want to point that out, Jenny. I have any comments about that as well, because I mean this is a global thing, and they throw it at America, and they're like, let's see what happens in America.
Well, because we're always the first, right, for everything, right? No, I think that's huge, and what the Maha team and RFK Jr. are doing is absolutely, it's huge. I mean, it's stunning, it's amazing. I just before you came on, I watched a video. I think it was from Rapid 47, one of Trump's social medias, about him signing an executive order that they're reining in the drug advertisement commercials, meaning I think they're trying to get those off the TV. That's huge, everybody. So, and the fact that you have the Maha report, that's even more huge. I mean, I think that's amazing that we have this right here. Like, I'm super thrilled to have you here to be sharing that with my audience. So thank you. I'm very honored.
Yeah, yeah, and you're right. I mean, it's crazy, watching Monday Night Football. the other night. I drove in from Salt. I drove like 11 hours yesterday. Drove in and caught, just needed to decompress. And I watched, an hour of Monday Night Football. But and then I watched the U.S. Open. I love watching, finals of any sport, but U.S. Open is amazing. It's nothing but drug. It's nothing but drug commercials. It from the GLP-1s to stuff for help with mental disorders, and it's nothing but constant drug commercials. We're almost just so used to it, and it's staggering. They can put in the fine print, could cause stroke, can cause certain cancers, can do this. If you take this with this drug, it could cause death. Like those are all there in the fine print. But what they show you, right, is these people smiling, happy, skipping, holding hands, watching their son's baseball game. It's just crazy. I mean, it's the most amazing media. I mean, these drug companies are media companies, and they're just doing an amazing job. Just like Red Bull, right? I mean, Red Bull is one of the worst drinks you could ever put in your body. It's acidic. It's a chemical cocktail, but they're a media machine. I mean, and so I'm so glad to hear that they're doing this, because it will get that image right out of people's mind, this happy parade of everyone smiling and skipping and happy about everything, out of people's minds, because that's not what the drug does. It never has and never will. There's real consequences to these drugs, and so that's amazing. Um, just some bullet points, Jenny, from again, there's no way I can cover this whole report, but some bullet points I think are very relevant, because they really focus on where it starts, right? I mean, it's for everybody. Everybody needs to be healthier, from children to working to middle class to middle age. All I mean, right now I'm at my father-in-law's house. He's 94 years old, and we're having dinner with him, the whole family. And I stepped into an office to make this to do this with you, but he's 94, and we're looking at his nutrition. I mean, everybody needs this. But the bullet points that really is children, right? We're focusing on the children, because that's where it can start. And one of the ones that's staggering is, and it's actually in this report, I'm pulling this directly from the report. 1 in 5 children now are considered obese, and 80% of those children will be obese adults. I mean, the cycle is staggering. 1 in 31 children now have autism slash ADHD. 10 years ago, the stat was like 1 in 10,000. Now it's 1 in 31. Suicide, teenage depression and suicide, ages 10 to 24, 10 years old, 62% increase in the last 5 years. I mean, I can just start with those three things. It's just it's so sad, terrifying, and going to childhood obesity, it's processed foods. I mean, the number one reason. Now, there's absolutely medical conditions, right? Some people have thyroid issues or metabolic issues. That's completely understandable, but most of it is from the processed foods and from lifestyle. And these processed foods are they're nutrient. There's no they're depleted. They're depleted of the nutrition, right? We talked about spaghetti having 23 preservatives in the last one. I mean, this processed foods is just truly killing people in this country and affecting our children to where they can't even function anymore. And children having weight loss or having weight issues, that's joint mobility, right? It compounds into vision issues, joint and muscle conditions, can't play sports, can't be as active. Maybe they lethargic, they can't play musical instruments. I mean, it's all the way across the board what's happening. And then this staggering number of autism. And you saw just over the weekend, one of the things they're studying, and I don't think this has been proven yet, but the autism with, you've heard the active ingredient in Tylenol, right, with pregnant women. is they think, and they're studying it, and that certainly the drug companies do not want. This is actually came out 2 days before RFK got grilled in that deposition by both Republican and Democrat senators, that he found, and he's saying that this is further being studied, but they believe it's going to come out as being factual, that this active ingredient in Tylenol is a major cause of autism, and the drug company stock went down because of that, and lots of ramifications. But 1 in 32 children is beyond insane. And then this teenage, the depression and suicide. Now they're saying the autism, we talked about the processed foods being nutrient, there's no being depletion of the nutrients, and the process, the chemicals, the preservatives that are affecting, in the sugar. I mean, sugar everywhere, and everything that these kids and people are eating, but these kids are eating, is really, a poison across the board. That's why there's this childhood obesity. The autism, they're linking to things that pregnant mothers took, but they're also linking it to, um, like, social media, right? And they said the study has shown over the last 5 years, which was the 62% increase in childhood depression and suicide, is that not that now the average child is 9 hours a day. I mean, that's a third, right? That's a little over a third. Let's just say it's a third of the day watching TV and playing video games, and social media on the phone. I mean, it used to be, it was 8 to 9 hours of school, then with some extracurricular activity, whether it's music or sports or, some sort of craft, right? And then family time. But it's now games and constant bombardment, and that's the same reason for this childhood depression and suicide. Is, one of the things, Jenny, the top five AI social media influencers in the world, the top five are not even real. They're AI generated. And so, I mean,
Wow.
they're AI generated. People, you get on there,
Not
you see them.
surprised.
Yeah. I mean, we're smart enough, but you still get kind of, you scroll through, you see something, you're like, oh wow, this guy's got this amazing life, and look at him, he's super fit, and he's got, the family behind him, or he's got four girlfriends, or he's got the car, and he's got the house, and right, and he's got all these amazing wisdom pieces. They're not even real. That's an AI generated. The top five, four of them are women, because men follow them, which is crazy, right? They're stunningly beautiful. They're fake. It's not even real. And these children are seeing similar things, right? And I can't compete with, how you compete with something like that? It's generated, it's not real. Life is life, right? There's ups and downs, and the beauty of life is finding the right people around you to live it to the fullest, whether it's your friends, your significant other, your pets. That's really the secret of life. And so no wonder there's depression and suicide, because they're like, I can't live up. They turn on this phone, they scroll through things, and they're like, I don't have that. I can't live like that. I'll never achieve that. And all my peers are doing this. It's crazy, Jenny.
Yeah, that is crazy. But I'm not surprised, right? Because we're coming into that whole AI thing, and but again, everybody, I do believe with the AI, Trump is doing what he's doing because it's either Russia or China to take control of it. And who do we want to take control? We don't want them to. We want U.S. to have control. So Trump is always ahead of the game. I know a lot of people are fearful of that, but I think what a lot of people need to know is they've had our information for a long time. But yeah, that's a trip. You said the four top influencers are AI.
The five top
Five.
social media
Wow.
influencers are AI generated, not even real.
I mean,
Um,
that seems like a small number, but it's kind of a big number for that, right? Like that's scary.
Well, when one of them has, 12 million followers and 20 million followers, yeah, I mean, you add those up, it's probably 100 million people following five fake AI, right? posts. I mean, and the algorithm, so they it picks up the kids are watching. Oh, I like this. I watch this one a little bit more. Like I watch whatever variation, right? And then the algorithm sees it, and they just generate more of that same content. So it's constantly feeding into these kids and adults. But there's, we're talking about the three big things in this report for children: childhood obesity, autism, and depression, suicide, right? And so I went over the three, core reasons why those three, you know, diseases or conditions. I mean, I think depression is considered a disease. It's definitely a mental condition, or what's happening in this country. And so, uh, I'm we have, knowing this, I mean, this report is staggering, but this information was coming out 6 months ago, a year ago, if you were paying attention to it and the trends, right? And so I think that I think I have really focused, Jenny, on and creating, the whole tagline of our company, right, is the innovation of nutrition. We are constantly innovating the science of nutrition. And I think, I'm very proud. And we have some really big, in fact, I'm going to bring in a really big doctor on one of the next podcasts. He's from the Cleveland Clinic, a specialist, global specialist. He's actually in London right now at a health and wellness event, global specialist in metabolic health and obesity, weight loss. And he's partnered with me, and we're taking these products across the world into multiple countries, multiple hospital chains. And one of the things he's really proud about that we're going to be doing is taking this into children, right, for weight loss to help get off sugar and to help get off these processed foods. Because, adults can eat something or be more disciplined, but children, if children don't like the taste of something, it's very difficult, right? It's difficult. And if you give them a medicine or definitely a shot, like, like a GLP-1, which I think some children are, which I don't believe they ever should. But I think we have a real solution for people, and particularly children, in childhood obesity with our fast melts, because they are all natural. They have some amazing, vitamin blends. We have NAD for that would help kids. We have carotenoids for their vision. Jenny, three I had three people over the weekend reach out to me and tell me that from these fast melts, that they have gone down two prescriptions two prescriptions in their glasses gone down. Most, keep going up because your eyesight. They've gone three
Oh,
people.
wow.
So I have had my prescription glasses have gone down two prescriptions from like 3.25 to a 3 to a 2.75 beyond these fast melts because of the ingredients in the vision. These are three complete strangers. One of them was a pastor of a church who told me that, and he said he also loves to go to drink, and I can't make this up. He's like, I drink to go to drink before I write my sermons for my masses because it gives me better focus. I mean,
Oh my gosh. Oh, so that is wow, that
yeah,
is exciting. So fast melts, which fast melts are those? Is that the
those
GLP
are the,
ones?
the GLP-1 fast melts. Yeah, whether you like the chocolate or you like the salted caramel. And by the way, you're going to hear it. I'm going to make this on your, in 3 weeks, come October 1st, we're launching the Manuka honey GLP-1 fast melt. So this is real Manuka honey. Has all the same ingredients as the current fast melts. It has the clinical ingredients for weight loss, 28 pounds in 10 weeks. It has the NAD, it has the vitamin blend, but we put real Manuka honey in there as well, and a lot of it, like 1 gram, because of all the
Wow.
amazing benefits of specific honey is great, right? If and I'll just tell everyone, if everyone should be, I believe everyone should be taking honey, and there's Manuka is comes out of a version of Australia, significantly more benefits with Manuka, but there's some real benefits of getting regional honey because of especially now this time of year with allergens, that regional honey is right. It comes from the region. Whether I'm the Midwest, for example, or I'm the Rocky Mountains in Idaho. If I was not using Manuka honey, I would want to get honey from the Midwest, from the Rocky Mountains, because of the pollen, and that honey has specific benefits to allergens in my part of the country. So, that's pretty amazing, right? So whether in the East Coast or Panhandle, or mid Mississippi area, or you know California, again, you should look at regional honey because of those specific benefits. But we're launching this GLP-1 honey. It's going to be amazing. There's so many benefits. I think we're going to have a lot of partnerships, and that's again going to be something really great for kids, because of all those benefits, and it tastes amazing. So you heard it here first on Jenny's show.
Oh, I love it. Because so many kids, you said that's good for allergies, right?
Oh yeah, the honey, but just when you see and we'll unveil it with Dr. Gareth on your show, and we'll go over on your wall amazing benefits with Manuka. I mean, immunity, uh, allergen, skin care, longevity, cardiovascular, heart health. There's so many benefits specific of Manuka honey from this one region in the world out of Australia. Yeah,
So, and
yeah.
everybody, Rick's products with Brain IQ Health, they're all natural. A lot of them too are made from the hemp plants, right? So we know the hemp plant is an amazing plant that they've taken away from us for so long and tried to tell us it was bad, right? So Rick, so you're talking about the Maha report and how you guys are right in line with what you're doing over here, Brain IQ Health, to what Maha's doing, correct?
Yeah, yeah, we're definitely. I mean, we knew some of this was happening, right? We didn't know the extent, but we're positioning our products absolutely with Maha, and then the rest of the world. Again, as I mentioned, the rest of the world is looking. How is this new administration going to change trillion-dollar culture, right? The big pharma, this it just ingrained in everything, from these TV commercials to radio. I mean, ingrained in our life, um, and that's allowing us to bring some of our products into these, we call them emerging markets, right? Into these other emerging markets in different places of the world. And childhood obesity, and just obesity in general. Our fast melts are amazing. For your listeners, someone mentioned last that, hey, I want to get my doctor's clinic. Absolutely share this information. I'm going to send Jenny actually a deck on each of the products, Jenny. And if any of your listeners want that deck to go share with their doctors, their clinics that they go to, I'm 100% confident that these doctors would love to know this information, love to have options that are healthy and safe with some of the finest ingredients for their patients. So that'd be a very big, and invite them onto your show, right? I have an email list over 100,000 people. The next show, Jenny, I'm going to email everyone and tell them to come, and special topic, the GLP-1 drug crisis in America, right? And Dr. Gareth and I will be talking about that, and I'll send my invites out to 100,000 people for your show.
Ah, okay, damn, I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. Well, I think people should know this information, and this is what we're coming into, everybody. So, if you guys have questions for Rick, he is going to be here with us every week, and I love the fact that he's going to bring on this guest next week. And then, if you have different ones that you want to bring on to kind of share, I think this is huge because this is people really need hope and encouragement with health. There's so many people that are out there that are sick, that want a different option, right? So I always encourage people to get the first, second opinion, right? Because there's misinformation, disinformation being put out there. So everybody, we are here for you to help you get on that train of moving forward into the new, out with the old, in with the new, everybody, because look at what Maha is doing. They're getting ready to take these commercials off the TV. And we know where Big Pharma is going, everybody. Big Pharma is not is done. right? So you're ahead of the game, everybody. So please, if you have questions for Rick, we will take some questions here. So go ahead and start raising your hands. I will unmute your mic. Mary from Canada, go ahead. Your mic is unmuted. Go ahead, Mary.
Oh, hi, Jenny. Thank you. Hey, Rick.
Hello.
I got my order on Friday. So I just wanted to let you know I started Friday with those GLP fat melts. And I'm going to tell you, because I even asked Jenny if this is like good or not, but I can feel that I'm less hungry, number one. And number two, when I'm eating, right, I get full very quickly. So I'm sure that it's working, but it's not even a week yet. But I do feel better, to be honest with you. So
Well,
far,
that's
so good.
yeah, thank you for that. That's exactly what it's doing, right? It's working on a compound, a hormone in your brain called leptin, so that you're not as hungry when you start eating. And then it also the satiety works so you don't eat as much, just as you mentioned, right? So and love that you're in Canada. I mean, a lot the portions that we have in this country are staggering. Like you get a pizza, it's got 12 pieces. It's like, I'm going to eat this, right? So it's been formulated and developed. So instead of say eating 4 pieces, you only eat two, right? And you save. Think about the health and wellness benefits, but you're also saving a lot of money over X amount of time, right? Because you're just not buying as much food, and that's what is staggering about this, Jenny. This comment is the food companies have lost $2 billion in the last 12 months. In 1 year, $2 billion because people aren't eating their snacks because they're not as hungry. And everyone in the United States, anyone is always snacking, constantly, right? And they're not as hungry. So again, I mentioned this before. It's going to be a very interesting um, dilemma. I think it's going to be like it's going to be a big battle between big pharma and food companies for the consumers dollars on GLP-1s and snacks. So it's pretty interesting, but thank you so much for that, because that's exactly how it's supposed to work, and I'm glad you're feeling effects in 7 days.
And also, I just wanted to mention, I have to force myself though to eat something. You know what I mean? Like, so for say, I don't eat breakfast. So for lunch, I had two Activia yogurts, and then mid-afternoon, I was snacking on nuts, like the Brazil. Don't you laugh there, Jenny. Uh, I was snacking on the Brazilian nuts and walnuts because they're very high in protein. And I also bought some protein shakes that are supposed to be very good as well. So, just to give you an example, tonight I had a steak, and I could normally eat a whole steak by myself. A baked potato, and what else did I have? Yeah, that's all what I had. But I don't know how to explain it to you. I could not finish it. I thought, I'm not going to force myself to eat this. I don't know if it makes sense. Yeah, like I'd get nauseated.
Yep. Yep. Well, I'm glad it's working, and that's 7 days. Wait till you use it for the full 10 weeks. You're going to see a huge difference. Your energy levels are going to be great as well. You're going to be increasing lean muscle mass, not losing lean muscle mass. And you're going to save a lot of money on your food bills.
Okay, well, it's only been not even a week. I'll let you know.
And watch and watch, Mary, if you I don't know if you have any eyesight challenges, see if you notice a difference in your eyesight, because
I have.
that's what
Yeah,
Rick
I
was just
have.
saying, is that a lot of people have reached out to him letting him know
Yeah,
that their eyesight's getting better with these fast melts.
it is because I usually wear my glasses when I'm working on the computer, and lately I haven't been using them, and I can see.
Well, that's good.
Wow.
Thank you, Mary.
Oh, you're quite welcome. And thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. If anybody has a question, please feel free to raise your hand. I will unmute your mic. But until we have some questions, go ahead, Rick. The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, and let's talk about the childhood autism, right, and ADHD, because I mean, there's a number of reasons why it could be one of the reasons could be the active ingredient in Tylenol with pregnant mothers. Where these children they're subject. We all are, but as these children's immune systems are still developing, right, you're really not fully developed till I believe it's around age 25, on average. Certainly a 15-year-old boy or girl are not going to be. They're still developing all their systems, their immunity and respiratory everything. uh it's not just the preservatives in the food. It is, you hear about the plasticizers, right? You hear about all these contaminants found in our drinking water. I mean, I am an expert on global drinking water. I created a long story. I won't get in it right now, but I worked with David Gilmour, the founder of Fiji Water, for about 2 years, and I created a water bottle that would use tap water and filter out over 54 chemicals from tap water, um, around the world, and then you would supplement that filtered water, and you could customize that water with one of a number of different water soluble tablets. So you could actually customize your water based upon its function. And it's just staggering in the United States, the water quality, because if you think about it, where I live, Idaho, Montana, Utah, Colorado, our water sources are all runoff from the mountains, right? It's all snowfall. So we get very good water quality. It falls from the sky. We don't have a lot of industry pollutants. Runs off into our rivers and streams is very good water, and we have aquifers. Take in contrast, say water out of New Jersey, New York, right? So that water, or the Midwest, which the Mississippi River feeds 13 different states, their water. If you ever looked at the water in Mississippi, that river, it's brown and black, right? And it feeds 13. It feeds 13 states. Their drinking water. So what happens? The pollutants, let's say New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia area, that if there's rain, right, there's so much pollutants coming from this industry, from all the buildings, that rainwater is contaminated by the time it hits and runs into the rivers, lakes, and streams. And even more importantly, so in Boise, Idaho, our water system is 80 like 85 years old. Okay, think about the water system in New York, New Jersey. They're 150, 200 years old. The infrastructure is never been. You can't just dig up. Look what happened in Flint, Michigan. You're not going to dig up all the pipes, and most of those pipes way back then were lead pipes. You're not going to. No, there's no way in the world it costs hundreds of billions of dollars and take 50 years or more to dig up all and replace all the water system. So you have polluted water going into the system, running, and then what happens is every single municipal water system in this country, every single municipal water system, ours is Idaho Water, right? It's filtered through loose granular carbon. Now, granular carbon is made from Calgon Corporation. Granular carbon was developed to capture big particles, like the big stuff. It was never designed and does not work on man-made chemicals. So, say you're going to Las Vegas, Lake Mead. Las Vegas is the worst water quality in the country because of Lake Mead. All these people that go to Las Vegas and take designer drugs, whatever they're taking, right? Or maybe they just drink way too much tequila one night. But most of us designer drugs that I don't even know the names of. But we know the big hardcore drugs are out there, and this happens in every city. But I mean, certainly Philadelphia. It happens in Vancouver. It happens everywhere around the world. These people take these drugs and they flush it out of their body when they go to the bathroom or they take a shower. That water from the shower, from that toilet, runs through the municipal water system. that's only been developed and filtering loose carbon basic elements, never been designed to filter man-made chemicals, man-made drugs. They can't do that. So think of it's called PPCPs, pharmaceutical consumer care products. This could be the Rogaine that you put on your hair for for hair loss. It could be cosmetics that women put on their face to look, nicer. It could be, something you put on that you have a rash. Think about that. It runs off out of the shower. You wash it off your face, goes into the water system. It's recycled and filtered through that municipal water system that's never been developed in the east coast of this country. Those water systems are 200 years and plus old, and they filter it right back into our water system, runs through those lead pipes. Some homes, right, could be 150 miles from the water system. Some homes could be only a block away. But that water's traveling, that polluted, unfiltered water is traveling all the way 100 miles, let's say, through lead pipes, and you turn your faucet on, you drink it. that,
Wow.
that
Yeah.
that is what is happening. You definitely have to get a reverse osmosis system in your house. You have to take, anything you can do, because that's truly the status of water quality in this country. And imagine kids drinking it, right? Their immune systems are still developing. So my point is, these kids with autism, it's chemicals, it's from pollutants, chemicals in water, in the food, in the air. They're being subjected to some of it, can be some mental issues from watching social media for 9 hours. I mean, that definitely is not good for you. So they're discovering all these things, right? And so, again, I think we have some great products for that, and we're really going to position it with the administration, our Brain IQ gummies, right? And our new drinks and the goated drink. Amazing products. The two new drinks we're launching next month. One is a dopamine delight tea, non-caffeinated, and one's a neural nectar, and has brain nutrients that are clinically proven to help brains develop, function better, combats ADHD. And we've had several, and it has the same brain IQ, brain ingredients that we have in the GLP-1 fast melts. It has NAD. So it's an amazing drink. And
And the-
we think it's going to help a lot of people.
and it's all sugar free, right, Rick?
100% sugar free. The current goated uses sucralose. The new drinks use allulose, which is a better. At the time, allulose wasn't available. It is now sugar free, NAD, brain nutrients, vision ingredients to protect your eyes from blue light. We're going to get into the gaming world. It's exciting, and I think it's going to make a big difference for children too. The gummies are caffeine free, sugar free. Again, our colorants are all natural. So we're really excited to start working with children's doctors, children's physicians, and getting this message out about what we offer to help children and people in general with these products.
I love that, everybody. There you go. Here's some all natural things. Get your kids off that nasty stuff that they're eating, because they're saying how they're trying to sterilize our kids through our food. All right, I got a couple questions here for you, Rick. Holly from the Hills, did you have a question for Rick? Go ahead.
Hi, Rick. Hi, Jen. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Um, I was hit by a drunk driver head on, and I had a head trauma, which did something to my pituitary gland. And I've been seeing an endocrinologist for like 10 years. And he's got me on Norotropin now, and I can't like lose weight, or I've gained weight since this all has happened. I thought it was from something else, because I'm older. You just get older, and you kind of gain weight. But is would your product help me? Could it help me even though I have to take a shot every day?
Well, I'm sorry to hear about the condition. I believe our GLP ones can help. I mean, and that's a great question because our GLP-1 fast melts work three different ways, right? They're called work on three different receptors. In the drug world, that's called a triple agonist. You've heard, many of you may have heard polyagonist or GLP-1 drug is a double agonist, right? We can't say it as a dietary supplement product that we are a triple agonist. We can say we work three ways in the body or we're a triple action, which we are. And so it's not just a one trick pony, right? We work on the hormone leptin that, as this other, I think it was Mary mentioned earlier, right? That suppresses appetite, reduces food noise, right? So you're not always hungry. You're looking at something like, oh, that looks good. It just blocks that out. The second way is we work on thermogenesis, so we're burning fat, right, through burning calories. And the third is shrinking fat cells, because we all have the same number of every human has the same number of fat cells. Some people's are just much larger than others. So I think it has a really good shot at having those benefits because we work three different ways. And just the NAD and the multivitamins and everything else the carotenoids for vision protection are all huge, benefits in the GLP-1. And then I would look at, one of the gummies or the drink to help you with cognitive function. Um, and just mental clarity. I absolutely think they'll work for you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna look into um ordering that then. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Holly. All right, go ahead, Miss Linda. Your mic is unmuted. Go ahead, Linda Hendrickson. All right, Linda, do you have a question for Rick?
I do. Can
Okay,
you
go
hear
ahead.
me?
Your mic is unmuted.
When do you think, Jenny, I follow you and all of your people on your channels, and when are they going to start telling us the truth about all of the crap that they have done to the American people? Well, the people around the world.
You need to clarify that, please. Tell them whom are you referring to tell the truth?
Number one, I'll say anyone, Jenny's channel, anyone that will say, you know what? You've been lied to. You've been lied to forever.
Well, I think that's like a whole hour long, but I can tell you
I
one. I
know.
can point you to you should. And Jenny's podcast is amazing. There's a
I know it is.
podcast that
I love her.
bringing. Yep, 100%. There's another podcast. Obviously, continuing. Jenny's doing an amazing job of bringing people who are educating and not afraid to speak the truth. There's another podcast called The High Wire. It's
Yep.
Del Bigtree. You
Yep.
should
I've
watch
seen it.
some of his because he is out there. In fact, I just saw a trailer from him that next month, I think it's the 10th of October, they're doing a movie on a clinical study that's never been done before for autism in kids. Anyway, he's a reference, right? But you got to understand, please understand that people do have varying. Uh, it's very hard to conclusively say this is 100% the truth, the
Right.
facts, because you got half this country in the United States, right? Half a Democrat, half a Republican, approximately. And you come out with one study, and I look at studies all day, and Big Pharma funds a study that is not through Big Pharma, it's through some company they own, but no one ever knows it, right? That give you one example to this very point, and then we'll move. American Medical Association, the AMA, that is owned by pharmaceutical companies.
Exactly.
The AMA, the AMA, only like 12% of the people in the AMA are doctors. The rest are pharma and sales reps. In fact, the AMA is so desperate that they're going out to the colleges and they're giving medical students $500 a month food cards and all kinds of things to incentivize them to join the AMA. These kids, need money. They're starving college kids, or what. That's what they're trying to do from their enrollment, because it's now public that the AMA is just a shield for big pharma. So my point is, you just really, really have to educate yourself and pick the shows, podcasts, TV, whatever news that you can find. And because it's so hard to really decipher what is accurate. I just said this: top 5 social media influencers or AI influencers aren't even real. It's so hard, but it's getting much better than it was a year ago, I believe.
Thank you, Rick. All right. Anybody else have questions for Rick? Please raise your hand. Linda, did that answer your question? Because we're going to move on to some other questions if we have some other questions. Did that answer your question, Linda? All right, Romaine, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Romaine. Your mic is unmuted.
Oh, sorry, Jenny. Thank you.
Oh, you're
And
good.
thank you, Rick, for everything you do. This might sound like kind of a not a very smart question, but it's kind of like a dream come true if it could be possible. Do you think there could be even a tiny, tiny percent chance that all the smartest people working with the Alliance and specifically the MAHA movement could have secretly switched out the harmful ingredients of the childhood vaccines? So basically use some kind of placebo to ensure that no more kids are poisoned and debilitated and die with SIDS. Because there's so many smart people with the Alliance, and this has been planned for decades. And it just is sad and awful to think that there's kids still being jabbed and becoming autistic while we wait for all of this to unfold. And we know it's all going to unfold and it's going to have a very happy ending. But and I know, like, even if you know, you'd probably have to sign an NDA. So that's why I think it might be a silly question. Because if there was even a chance that that could have happened, I'm sure everyone would be under NDAs. But anyway, I'll leave that with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think change is definitely in the air, and change is happening. You can see it almost daily now that they've we're able to get a lot of people out of the CDC and HHS, right, that were rubber stamping pharmaceutical stuff. But it's a battle. I mean, you saw what happened to RFK. I mean, I think I read where Trump gets over 100 death threats a day, and RFK's at 50 now.
Wow.
I mean, and I don't think these are like, prank, like some whack job. Like, these are real. I mean, and these are people are capable, right? I mean, there's a lot of people with a lot of money, uh, billions of dollars at stake that do not want this to happen. So, it's inch by inch when you're fighting a battle of this magnitude. It's inch by inch, and you have to, but one of the things I heard, Trump's first term, right? It took him like a year and a half to start making a difference, right? You only get 4 years. So it takes a long time to even understand what you need to start fixing. I mean, you may know what you want to start fixing, but you need to understand who you get rid of and who you get in to even start that process. one of the amazing things, he started that process the first day of office, and every day he's been doing it, right? Because he learned from that first one, that first term. Like, I have 4 years goes by like that, and every day counts. And so I'm really encouraged about that. But you know, there's so many things that this report's great, but even this report, there's another report that came out today, by the way. This one came out like a week ago, very similar. But I was actually driving here, Jenny, and I was listening to our news in Idaho, right? And we have top Idaho physicians who are like, well, that report is just a cursory report and this, that. I mean, in Idaho is a Republican state, and we already have some of that stuff. So it's inch by inch, but it's a heck of a lot better than it was a year ago. That's my perspective.
Thank you for your answer.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. And we just have to
Thanks,
be
Romaine.
patient. Yeah, thank you.
Did that answer your question, Romaine?
1,000%. Yeah, I think I just have to calm down and be more patient.
Well, and I know a lot of people don't like that through the course of this, the patient word. I understand because, we are human, we have expectations, but the reality of it is we are seeing change. Unfortunately, not probably as much as we should because we have the naysayers out there, the best noise, minutia, you name it, right? So that's why we say that's why I always say stay out of the noise and hold on to those positives, because even this thing, I'm signing this executive order to rein in these ads on these TVs pushing bullshit lies. Like, I shake my head every time, Rick, I hear one of these ads like, okay, yeah, let me just go run and get on this medication when one of the side effects is death. Okay, yeah, I'm on top of that. No, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. But they just tell us that this is the only way. It's not the only way, everybody. We got to get out of that mindset of thinking, right? Because we are coming into the new. And actually, guys, it's happening pretty quickly now. We're seeing so much of what a lot of us have done this research on for however long you've been in this journey. It's coming to fruition. It's coming to fruition. X over there and a lot of these other places that are just coming up with this news like it's just brand new news. No, you're late to the party. And where you been? So get excited, everybody. I'm excited what Rick is doing, and I'm thrilled for those of you that have received the product. I know myself, I have, my parents have. They taste like candy. They work, everybody, and it's all natural. So if you're trying to get out of the poison, go all natural. Here you are. And then just know that what Rick is doing, it goes right in line with Maha and what Arcade Jr. is doing, and a lot of the stuff with what we're doing with Carrie Kasem, with John Baxter, with what I'm going to be doing with Dr. Marie, bringing her on with the biomagnetic therapy. There's so many different therapies out there, everybody, that's not going to harm you, that's actually going to heal you. So look at it that way, not harm you. You're paying for these medications, these surgeries to harm you in some way, shape, or form. That hamster wheel, right? Keep you sick, to keep you on that hamster wheel for that next medication you need. These guys literally, so many people out there want to heal people, and it's out there, everybody. It truly is there. So with that, Rick, you gonna come join us again next week?
100%. I'm going to see if I can have Dr. Gareth on with me, and we'll do a deep dive into kind of the GLP-1 landscape, really give some staggering stats, and then, talk about some solutions for people and children for weight loss and obesity.
Yeah, and I think that's huge. And if we can maybe touch too some more, I know you touched on it a little bit today, the autism, that's being really in the forefront right now with RFK and stuff. A little bit about that because we know that's big in children. And, obviously everybody wants to diagnose their kids with ADHD, right? Because remember, everybody, it's about the children, right? They're coming after our children, and they're coming really hard for our children, whether it be within the schools, the transgenderism crap, the food, the clothing. Like, we've got to get our kids thinking differently, get off that stinking thinking type deal. We got to get them thinking differently. If we know there's better foods out there, better supplements for them, we know where to go to get it, right? And that's what I'm trying to do here. That's one of the promises I made to myself, the Revival of America, and myself. I wanted to bring all natural supplements, food, hair, skin, whatever it may be, because we know it's all poison. So with that, Rick. We'll see you. Is Tuesday or Thursday work better for you? I know Carrie is out of town in Portugal, but she's pretty flexible. So, what does Tuesday or Thursday work best for
I'm
you?
going to check with Dr. Gareth and then let me get back to you because I'd love to have him. He could even maybe do it remotely from London, but I will find out and I will get back to you by tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Sounds good. Everybody here, thank you for joining us. We will see you tomorrow. We have Dallas from PPN. Troy with everything XRP will be here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Dallas 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then we'll be over on my X account with Silk, the lovely Silk, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, Rick, God bless you. Thank you so much. And thank you for what you're doing. I totally appreciate you. Very honored to have you here every week. And God bless everybody here. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Take care, Rick.
Thank you.